Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And in less than 10 minutes, I'm going to give you an overview of a really big development that occurred with the SEC versus Ripple case. And attorney Jim Filan, he shared with everyone about 3 hours ago, breaking news that there is a discovery dispute regarding the SEC contacting foreign regulators seeking discovery outside the rules of the federal procedure and Hague Convention. This tweet from Jim was in all caps, and it was also with the attachment of the dispute letter motion with exhibits. Yeah, please go and follow Jim. You can find him at Filan Law, Filan Law on Twitter. And the reason why, not just because he's a defense lawyer and a former federal prosecutor, but because he's very quick on getting every detail of the SEC versus Ripple in regards to what documents are filed in the court. Yeah, I think he gets it out the quickest. So looking at the discovery dispute letter motion with the exhibits, it can be found on Jim's Twitter feed. It is 35 pages long, and it opens up with a letter first to the Honorable Sarah Netburn from the attorney Martin Flumenbaum. He is with the Ripple camp, and he's writing on behalf of Ripple Labs, Bradley Garlinghouse, and Christian Larson to seek court's permission to submit 7 pages or fewer regarding a discovery dispute on which they have reached an impasse. And what that means is that they have tried to work it out with the SEC, but they got into a roadblock. It's just not moving forward for them. And the Ripple attorneys reached out to the SEC for consent of this submission, but they didn't hear back from the SEC. So on the 16th, the details of the dispute that are concerning the SEC's undisclosed and pervasive use of SEC pre-litigation investigative tools to conduct discovery. Specifically, the defendants learned not from the SEC, but from overseas third-party business contacts. That is really shocking that the SEC is pursuing the discovery entirely outside the scope of the federal rules and the Hague Convention by improperly leveraging MOUs, that's the Memorandum of Understanding, with foreign regulators serving these burdensome document requests, of which these regulators are not under the SEC jurisdiction. The SEC finally acknowledged, well, yeah, we did send out at least 11 MOUs, and these overseas entities, many of whom appear to be Ripple's foreign business partners, making up at least 10 regulators around the globe. This, according to the defendant's attorney, is not only improper, but also amounts to intimidation tactic. This intimidation tactic has an effect that deters those entities from continuing to do business with Ripple. Although the SEC promised to use the discovery process available to any other litigant in federal court, that is just obviously not the case. The SEC didn't even provide a complete list of the overseas parties from whom it has sought discovery from, despite several requests from Ripple. The parties have met and they have tried to work it out, but the SEC is ignoring, apparently, and going forward unchanged. So first, Ripple wants the SEC to be ordered to cease all use of MOU requests and withdraw all outstanding MOUs. They have really done their homework very well. There are various cases where they have the case law cited, and one of which is the SEC versus Collins and Aikman Corporation. And you can see how MOUs are supposed to be handled. And in my words, they're contacting these foreign entities is really unfairly stacking the deck. The SEC thinks it doesn't need to disclose the MOU request. This is really inaccurate, according to the attorney, Mr. Martin Flumenbaum, and more case law is cited in this document to back up that even the SEC itself does not blanketly approve the use of MOU requests in all cases. So they, being the attorneys for Ripple, really did do their homework, and if you read through the documents, you'll see. So we know that the MOUs were issued in the UK, Japan, and Singapore, 3 jurisdictions where SEC has been determined to be a virtual currency and not subject to securities regulations. So bottom line, the defendants respectively request a conference with the court to seek an order requiring the SEC to withdraw the MOUs, and secondly, to cease any further MOUs, and 3, to produce the MOU requests and communications that have occurred to date. So when we see what Jesse Hines says, he says, like, wow, this is insane. Shame on the SEC. On the bright side, the SEC is basically admitting that this is a matter of great political and worldwide significance. Can't wait for the summary judgment motion with a major questions doctrine argument. Someone said, what is the major questions doctrine argument? It is something that Jesse wrote about on his Coil blog, and so I'll put a link to it in the description below, and it is something that is explained in this blog post that he did. And then attorney Jeremy Hogan tweets out too that the SEC is going to foreign regulators and requesting documents regarding Ripple's business partners. The foreign governments then request documents from those partners. This places regulatory pressure and burden on Ripple's foreign business partners. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a video from Jeremy soon. Now, I couldn't find anything from John Deaton yet, and that's because I'm sure he's very, very busy, but keep a watch on his Twitter account, and I'm going to do the same. So there you have your quick overview on the latest development. And now we're going to jump to a little fluff, which is something that I fell for. Hook, line, and sinker. Chip put out this tweet that was having the Prime Minister of Japan, who's visiting Washington, D.C. right now, being greeted in a welcoming speech by Kamala Harris. And he was shown holding this Trump 2024 campaign poster with the famous red hat. And I really thought for a moment, oh my gosh, really? But I was then checking the other media, and no, it was definitely something that was faked. And it just goes to show, boy, you just can't believe anything that you see nowadays. All right, and in addition to what is going on, I wanted to highlight a program that's going to be shown on NHK, which I'll put a link to in the description below. This is NHK World, which is in English, and there is a tremendous amount of research and curiosity for the crow here in Japan because they are so intelligent and they do so many amazing things that are documented. So this is a documentary on the incredible intelligence of crows for the 20th. But to tell you why this is interesting to me is that Japan has 2 species of crow. Well, Tokyo for sure. This is one called the jungle crow, and they have, yeah, very, very large bill here. And then there is the carrion crow. And the carrion crow also is in the UK, which I really didn't know. It's not a very common crow, and it's just really in parts of Korea, Japan, and parts of the UK. So it's a very, I think, rare crow to see. Now, this is a crow story that captured everyone's attention in 2019. He looks like a gorilla crow, right? But it's not. The crow here in Japan will sun themselves, and what they do is they they spread their legs wide and put their wings down, and then they take that pose. From the front, it looks like a gorilla, but it is not. It is just a crow sunning himself. And then this is a fantastic video. You got to watch this. This is a crow that was captured where it had obviously been studying this is a ticket machine for getting on a train. And so this crow, completely okay with people, they are very bold, had probably been studying people making a purchase on these machines for a train ticket. And so he just decides, okay, I'm going to take this lady's credit card. I'm going to go over here. Now, where do I put it? Oh, how do I do this? Someone help me out. I don't know exactly where to put it. I want to get a ticket, though. So he's really trying to mimic what he has been watching these humans do at the ticket machine. Really quite interesting. And I did learn that when you have a group of crows, it's called a murder of crows. Yeah, it sounds a little strange, but that is technically correct. And crows are so smart. They have a professor up in Utsunomiya who studies crow behavior, and they are found to hold funerals. They are very smart, very social. They even have accents, and meaning that from region by region, they have a unique sound. And young crows even help their parents. And this professor at the university up in the northern part of Japan has even found that they have facial expressions. So I think that program is going to be really good. And then I wanted to share with you one unique thing that is, I think, unique to Tokyo. I don't know, you can see if it happens anywhere else, but in Tokyo, a lot of people hang their laundry out on the decks, and so they use hangers, and these crows will come and they don't want the clothes, they want the hangers. And Tokyo is famous for crows that make a nest with hangers, and they put it together just perfectly. This is up in a tree looking from the ground up. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.